Hey there, I'm Jack and Carley, and this is my documentary. Enjoy!
One of us doesn't stand a chance against the other. The two of us will be how you get back. All of us went down to feed the flame and burn our names. Everyone wants their own talk show.
Body modification.
Body modification is body modification is the body modification.
People think it's just piercing or tattooing.
It's kind of a broad question. What is body modification? I mean,
a lot of things that people don't consider body mod, even from hair cutting, hair dyeing, makeup.
It makes me happy. I think that's probably the answer that I give to most people.
Body modification is any elective change made to the body, generally aesthetic changes, although it's not limited to that.
Body modification has been something that's been in human cultures all across the world for as long as we can remember. Everything from neck stretchings to piercings, tattooing, various forms of ritualistic body modification. But however, with the advent of Christianity and the colonization of the rest of the world by your Christian Europeans, they have systematically repressed a lot of body modification that's happened, and it's only been recently that it has started to recover from that.
The body modification community first started organizing through underground zines that, over, say, the last 15 years became increasingly popular and increasingly mainstream, and now, now it's moved way past zines, where we have tons of television shows, major magazines, even movies dedicated to the subject.
With practices such as body suspension and implants being done more frequently and showing up in mainstream media, questions have risen.
What's the point of having them?
Why would I do that to myself?
Does it hurt?
The body modification community is basically it's a group of people like any other community where they find that this is important to their life. This is how they identify themselves, is through the modifications.
the body modification community is sort of like saying the community of people who drive cars. I mean, we're the most diverse group pretty much that I've ever been part of. Most of us don't have anything in common but the modifications. And I think it's our attempt to recapture some sort of community, but we'll see if it's working out.
When the internet came along and when BME came along, a lot of people got online and sent in pictures and found other people that were just like themselves, that maybe thought that, you know, there was nobody else like them. So I believe that, I think the whole community started at that point.
I think that tools like like BME, and now obviously there are a lot more as well, were especially important in the early days where there weren't really any other channels for people to communicate, because there were so few people who were out about what they were doing that it was very difficult to find someone in your area that was into heavier forms of body modification. So the internet sort of takes away the notion of physical geography. So, even though, there's say there's 100 people into whatever form of body modification in the world that are out and talking about it, 100 people spread out over the globe is terrible. You're never going to meet a person around you, but if you take 100 people and spread them around a single website, then all of a sudden, they're talking and they know each other and they're not really that far apart.
It's certainly been a useful communication tool. I mean, the IM site that sprung up around BME has certainly put a lot of people in touch who wouldn't have otherwise met, and certainly encouraged certain procedures to get done.
Little light bulb go off in their head going, oh my God, I didn't know you could do that.
It didn't create a culture, like it didn't create these people out of nothing, but it allowed them to come together and communicate in a way they would never have been able to otherwise.
And other people like myself that had the same interests as myself, and basically form our own personal community within the community. So I loved it for that. I think everybody would get the same out of it.
BME I think is important because it's very inclusive of different forms of body modification and different motivations.
It just exposes people to a lot more things.
At least from my point of view, sexuality is what drives most body modification, even if people, don't really want to admit it. I think that's why most people get tattoos, even really simple stuff, because the way that you express yourself using your body is the way that you sort of, do a mating dance with the rest of society, and you are expressing who you are, what you're looking for. I really think that a lot of people shy away from sexuality because people don't want to put sexuality on TV. You can get in trouble for it, but I think it's sort of disingenuous to hide that aspect of it.
Like a lot of people, I feel as though they have to hide a lot of their modifications. They can't tell anybody because nobody would understand. They'll send them to an institution, whatever the case may be. So
because they're happier with their bodies, as opposed to when they started, they weren't happy with their bodies. Nothing worse than seeing somebody that's not comfortable in their own skin.
Owning a studio for 7 years. 7 years ago, I've had a lot of parents that would never step foot into a tattoo studio. That was just taboo. You would never see older clientele walking through here. It was really weird. And within the last few years, it's snowballed into something greater.
And it's not that they had to diet or anything to get comfortable. They had to externalize what's inside. Then they felt more comfortable. That their insides match their outsides.
It's hard to understand some of these things. It's like, it's like trying to explain homosexuality to someone. Like, I understand that this is making you happy, but I so can't personally relate to it that I don't get it.
It's just It's the same with anything. We are not special. We are different just like everybody else.
I think go for it, you know, whatever makes you feel better about yourself. There's too many people that are worried about what somebody else is going to think or say, and you know what, do it for yourself. It's your body, it's your decision. I've always said that. It just, you know, if it feels right, do it.